to meet people and learn how float planes come in the water and take off, and learn about dog washing and learn about why people call this place home and why they love it here and still want to live here in Fairbanks. So let's get a sense of where we're at today. We are 1,700 miles from the North Pole.
Yacht, log, sea-view, antlers. Whatever you need to make something fun. Now, what you see in the middle are birds, of course.
more about the process of cutting the salmon into half-hour cutting table. But before we get into that, could you explain what these different structures are here on floor?
Of course. So the fish camp that you see right here looks just like those that my family would see all up and down the Yukon and Thames rivers during the summer months. Because every summer, Native families pack up and head up to 30 miles away from their village to their fish camp. For example, my family's fish camp is just up the road from our village in Canada. And although we use sand nets to catch our salmon, the centerpiece of many Athabascan fish camps will be the fish field that you see right here. Now this is a efficient fish catching machine that allows families to catch enough salmon for not just themselves, but also their dogs to eat through the winter months. Now, up here on shore, you can see the tent and small tents. These are where we typically stay in during the summertime. Closer to these, the outdoor air dryer rack. This is where we take the salmon while it's ready to go into the smokehouse. And the smokehouse is a large, primitive structure right behind me. This is the key to turning the salmon into a lightweight, fully dehydrated, and preserved food source. But once it is fully dry, it then gets stored in the cache. And that's that little structure up on stilts. Now the cache is on stilts to keep animals from getting in. But speaking of animals, if you look back over between the campus wall tents, you can see those wooden crates. Those are actually dog houses. And we want to take our dogs with us to fish camp every summer to act as a natural alarm system.
That would be very useful because there's a dogs around town as an alarm system, especially if they have their
Of course, so right here, as I said before, this is a chum salmon. Now here in the interior, we get 3 different types of salmon. 1 run each of the king and the silver, and then 2 runs of chum. Now since chum are typically regarded as a lesser quality salmon, and because we get those 2 runs, these are what we usually reserve for dog food. So right here, I prepared the most basic dog food. I began by cutting the head off the body, and then separating these 2 fillets in the backbone. I left it and the tail so they still hang on in their dry gradually. Now I just cut off this backbone here. Yeah, as you might notice, there's still some yellow on there. So this graduate fish camp, we would give this to the dogs during the summer months for their food. And this would be then to make a higher quality salmon, like the king or the silver. We would typically make this into a delicacy called fish head stew, which is always stayed for hours. I don't know, I'm not old enough. So right now I'm just scoring this salmon. This is creating better cuts through the flesh and the skin. This will create more surface area for the dog to play in, and allow the smoke to work right inside the salmon and fully hydrate. So we don't put a wet orchard we salmon to eradicate the smokehouse because it's so instead I want to this outside of the air dry rack and focus on the machine highlights. Then once it's ready, it'll go into the smokehouse. We just have to keep in mind that every family has their own preferences for smoking salmon. Since these are for dog food, they'll likely run the air out of the smokehouse for 2, maybe sometimes 3 weeks. The salmon is fully dehydrated, weighs less than a pound, and it's something like this.
Well, that was just wrong. Like, I think it'd be great talking. You could probably bundle it up just like firewood, take it on the trap line, and there's some 2 dog food. I'm not sure if you know how to plug it so it's so dry. spoken to, I guess. What would we do?
Of course. So for ourselves, there are several differences. First, we do typically start with those higher quality salmon, like the king of the silver I mentioned, and then we'll begin by washing the salmon really well. And as much as we still love the fillets, the salt really helps keep the bugs off when they're outside. And of course, one more go off the air dry rack and then into the smokehouse. But for ourselves, we like a much shorter time period than an hour. We like just 2 days because at that point, the salmon will have a much softer texture. And the vital difference is the food that we use. For ourselves, we like to use along the Chena River. It's actually a replica of the original chicken village that happened to visit Hobart Creek. However, when that village became inaccessible by boat, it largely ceased to exist. So Captain Jim and his family will be living museum days here. It contains many colonial artifacts as well as cabinets that have been carefully relocated from the original Chena village. And all replicated cabinets were built by hand by aircraft people using the same traditional tools and methods. Kind of like that post office here behind. Now we can't actually navigate from there, but we do have a statue of Grand out front. That's where you can get a grand note for smiles after your career there.
That's actually where the villager once fully decided that it was, and they were getting on one of those traditional methods there. But we will ask for the village experience itself. Are we going to be learning around the village on our own, or are we going to follow you on the guided tour?
So we'll be divided into groups and moving around 3 different stops. One of those stops is that cabin out behind me that was just beside it. But please do not worry if it's not your first stop, so everyone gets a chance to see everything for the Chena village. We'll share with you how the Athabascans transitioned from a nomadic lifestyle into urban cabins and village life.
It's not like an amusement park where you have to pay $7 per poncho. These are free. So we're just going to give you one. We'll also have foam pads. So if the benches are a little wet, you can sit on those. We really, though, despite the weather, want to encourage you to participate in this because a lot of people say it's the most educational and in many ways the most enjoyable part of the experience. Now, as far as disembarking, the forward stairs will be open for any of you on the top 2 decks who want to come up forward. All of us here on the second deck, we're going to use the rear stairs to divide up left and right and use those. Then we can lay it on the other 2 traffic jams on shore. There are restrooms on shore. There's drinking water out there. Ashtrays with like coffee cans or pails with sand above. And if you see a room somewhere, as Leo said, it's there for a reason. So please don't go over or under any of those. It's sad.